Hello and welcome to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events. All eyes are on Harvey and the impact it will have on Arkansas. And I told you last week I thought that it would be Sunday or Monday that we would have a better handle, and we do. Now, there are still uncertainties, obviously, but you really have to pay attention to what the track is. It's because it's surrounding that track and east of it that has the highest chance for rain. So if it goes over Oklahoma, obviously there's a better chance for rain for everybody. If it goes further into eastern Arkansas, that lessens the chance for much of the Channel 7 viewing area, but the Delta gets the rainfall. So that track is so important. But it's all starting to come more into focus right now, and that's what I want to show you. Our partners, by the way, Live Storms Media, Robin Lawrenson, this is out of Houston. This was late Sunday. The flooding there continues. It's devastating. And now on top of the obvious flooding that we have seen with amounts around 30 inches or a little bit more than 30 inches now, you've got river flooding. All this stuff is going downstream now and through the Houston, Galveston area. So now on top of that, you have river flooding. And I'm going to show you in just a second that there's even the chance that this intensifies Harvey again. I'll show you how that happens. But a lot of cars submerged. There have been rescues. I know the Arkansas Red Cross, the American Red Cross, all sprung into action. If you can help our neighbors, that's great. And I know there's a lot of organizations out there, a lot of churches that are doing what they can. So many have been displaced. This is almost like Katrina. But in Houston, what everything is compared to in Houston is Allison from 2001 when that dumped 30 inches of rain. And that was just a tropical storm. This was a Category 4 hurricane. That was just a tropical storm. Now, any tropical entity can have has a lot of moisture, but it was all a function of Allison and this, all a function of the fact that it went stationary. That's why the extreme rainfall is there. And you have the Gulf of Mexico and an endless supply of moisture on the right side of the circulation with the counterclockwise flow. So I want to thank Live Storms Media for that. I got a lot of stuff I want to show you and make sure that this is courtesy, by the way, of EuroWX.com and obviously the European computer model. This is valid Tuesday, tomorrow at 1. Look where the center of Harvey is located, back over the Gulf of Mexico. Now remember, it came in like this. Do you remember that? So all this water here has cooled a little bit because of the upwelling, the offshore flow. But this water out here still has temperatures. You're looking at temperatures around 80 degrees or higher for the redevelopment of the storm. So I expect there to be at least some redevelopment. It's not going to reach Cat 4. I hope it doesn't. But I would not doubt that it becomes a strong tropical storm or maybe a minimal hurricane again. This is Tuesday at 7 p.m. And again, this is the European computer model from EuroWX.com. So here we are at late Tuesday. This is Wednesday at midnight. And it actually has it, the center is right in here, right along, in fact, close to where Cindy came in a couple of months ago, right along the Louisiana and the Texas. Lost in all this, Southwest Louisiana's flooding too. We've got to remember them. But see how the pressure gradient, these black lines, how they're getting closer together and there's more of them? That shows some intensification. The pressures are lowering, so there's some intensification again before this makes landfall. There you go. This is Thursday, 1 a.m. Thursday at 7 a.m., very important. Because now you're talking about Thursday at 7 p.m. and it's getting close to the Louisiana border with Arkansas, and this is the area that would be receiving rain, and that's when the Razorback game. I want to make sure I'm crystal clear in two things. This can change, and this is not going to be like Southeast Texas. Again, this is going to change, and it's not going to be like Southeast Texas for us. And then by Friday morning, it's up across the Grand Prairie. Looks like it's located in eastern Arkansas. And then it moves away. The GFS is similar, but it slows it down and moves it over Oklahoma in that it moves it back over the ocean and back up towards the north. So there, I have been following all along the computer model from the European as the guidance for this for me. Now let's look at the National Hurricane Center and their track. Let me back this up just a little bit. Here's their track. Right now, Tropical Storm Harvey has sustained winds of 40 miles per hour. Recording this, by the way, August 28th at 7:50 in the morning. And see, just like what the European does, by the way, it has never weakened to a depression. But as we know, these things, you don't pay attention to the intensity forecast right at this point because it's all rainmaker, no matter what the intensity is. Goes back over water, And they've got it coming in a little bit further west, just to the east of Galveston Bay. Remember, the European was more in this area, right in here. But anyway, no matter how you look at it, it shifted a little bit further towards the east, and it moves it into southern Arkansas, pretty close to that European track. And again, what you see here in the white, that's what we call the cone of uncertainty, meaning this is where we think it's going to go, the highest probability, but it could be anywhere within this, with diminishing chances the further out you go from that cone. But this is the greatest probability here, Friday morning at 1 a.m. near El Dorado, then track southeast of Pine Bluff. So it's surrounding this track. Remember that. Surrounding that track and to the east that has the highest chance for rainfall. So if this shifts west, that puts more of Arkansas into it. If it shifts east, that puts less of Arkansas into it. So that's very important. So Saturday, it should be out of here. So right now, as we have been forecasting, it's going to be that portion of the state. So let's look at the computer model output. Again, this will change. This is the European computer model. It's the southeastern half of the state. Lesser amounts, you see the legend at the top, lesser amounts away from the track on the north and west side. That's the European. And that's the GFS. So there are obvious differences, but the general theme is southern and eastern Arkansas and lesser amounts north and west. It all depends upon that track. Once again, Live Storms Video has been a great partner of ours. We have live storm chasers. Make sure you're watching Channel 7 throughout the day for the newest information on how Harvey could impact Arkansas. If it does, we're talking about maybe Wednesday, later Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday would be the main time periods. The Salt Bowl, I believe, is Saturday this year. There's good news for that. In fact, that it may be out of here. But I want to stress again, this can all change. And what you see there in Southeast Texas and all the stuff you've been seeing in Southeast Texas, I really don't think we're going to see that here in Arkansas, thankfully. They're talking feet of rain. We're talking a few inches. So they're big differences. Thank you so much for coming to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events.